What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K Flexin, and today we're gonna talk about the wide receivers and maybe the tight ends. Maybe I'll talk about the tight ends at the end. I don't know. I haven't came up with that yet. We're gonna talk about the wide receivers on the Miami Dolphins, though. My thoughts on all the wide receivers. But first, I want to talk a little bit because the news just broke that Jamal Adams got traded to the Seahawks. Alright, Adam Gase strikes again, okay? Even though, honestly, the Jets, it's not a bad trade for the Jets. I'm not going to act like it's a terrible trade, even though Jamal Adams is, like, by far the best player at his position. It's not even close. And it's not what the video is about. I'm just bringing this up. But I said in the video, I can go look at my video of Adam Gase when he first got signed by the Jets. I made a video on it, right? When he first became coach. In that video, I said, don't let him get any control over the roster, or he's going to trade Jamal Adams. And guess what he did? Trade Jamal Adams. And I don't know if it's on him because I think Jamal Adams was going crazy on the GM and everybody. So it probably had something to do with everybody, okay? But I'm blaming Gase anyway because he got a track record. And I just want to say, Gase can't deal with strong players. You know, he just can't deal with strong personalities. No team that Gase has ever coached, everybody that had a strong personality had to go. And look at Jamal Adams. Strong personality has to go. You know what I'm saying? At some point, to be a good coach, you're going to have to learn how to deal with strong personalities. And Gase just can't do it. It's almost like, I tried to warn y'all about this a long time ago. It's almost like that, okay? It's almost like I called him Chip Kelly like 3 years ago before anybody even thought about him being Chip Kelly. And it's almost like that happened, okay? I don't know how he got another job after the Dolphins job, but whatever. Leave it to the Jets, okay? It was pretty funny. I couldn't believe it, but like I said, the Jets did win the trade. But let's say they do draft a great player with those picks. Let's say they draft 3 All-Star players. They're probably going to trade them All-Star players if they have strong personality. So like, it's like with Adam Gase on the team, you cannot have good players with strong personalities. You got to pick like the softest players in the world just so they don't combat with Adam Gase, just so you could have a good team. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into what the video is about. I spent enough time on that. Talk about the receivers. I'm going in order from probably best receiver to worst receiver. Some of these receivers I'm not going to have too much to say about because let's be honest, they ain't caught that many passes in their career. They're just not that good. All right, so first we're going to start with DeVante Parker. Now, DeVante Parker is my favorite receiver on the team. All right, he's the best receiver on the team by far. Fried Stephon Gilmore in the last game of the season. Highlight catches, he does everything you'd ever want. He's just a great receiver. Okay, now he has been in the league for a while and he has underperformed largely because injuries, right? But nobody ever really questioned, and if you were questioning DeVante Parker's ability on the football field, you obviously wasn't watching him even before he started producing like he was producing last season. The thing with DeVante Parker is he couldn't stay on the field, right? So that's my only concern with DeVante Parker. But other than that, as far as his ability, his skill on the field, DeVante Parker is a goon, okay? He's good. He's always been good. You never seen DeVante Parker on the field and said he's not good. It was just that, first of all, he hasn't had the best quarterbacks throughout his career, let's be honest. And second of all, the injuries, right? And then when the injuries pile up, it's kind of, and then also you had Gase, who, if y'all remember, didn't want to let DeVante Parker play. DeVante Parker's manager agent literally had to go on social media and let the fans know DeVante Parker wasn't really hurt. Adam Gase was lying. Okay, this is the same guy that just fried Stephon Gilmore. This is the guy that Adam Gase did not want to play that last year. This is the guy that 100%, if Adam Gase was still our coach, wouldn't be on the team. That's facts. Okay. But anyways, he's my favorite receiver on the roster. All right, but hands down, highlight catches, does everything that you need him to do. It's just the injury concerns, if you want to find something to be, you know, negative about, or the injury concerns, right? Because they're still there. Just because he didn't get hurt last year don't mean, you know, I still don't remember that he was getting injured like crazy. All right, next we get into Preston Williams, who also he was like DeVante Parker, a little baby one, and he was making a lot of catches. And I heard of Preston Williams at the beginning in training camp. And I know, like, usually people hype up all these training camp people, and they really don't even be that good. But Preston Williams actually lived up to that hype that training camp had put on him. Everybody kept telling me about, oh, Preston Williams is going to be good. I said, y'all say this every year because y'all said it with with Mike Gesicki too. Oh, Mike Gesicki is training camp, he's a monster. Then when he got in the game, he wasn't all that. You know, even though he is improving. So when people were saying that, Preston Williams was going to be good, no, he's having a great training camp, I needed to see it for myself. And I seen it for myself, and he lived up to the hype, okay? He was quickly taking the starting position like fast, and he was undrafted. He was quickly becoming a starter, and then he got injured. Now, that's the only bad news, is that he got injured, and the injury was an Achilles injury, and you just don't know how players bounce back from Achilles. And the NFL is a lot different than I think in the NBA. And the NBA is like more severe because you do jump a lot. But he is a receiver, so he does need to jump a lot. And we'll just see how he comes back. I have faith that he comes back good. And another concern was he was having some drops this year. Now, he had a couple of really bad drops, okay, at the beginning of the season, which he only played at the beginning of the season. But he had some really bad drops. He had some great, amazing catches, right? Give him credit right there. But there was some games where he just was dropping stuff that he shouldn't drop. Now, this year, I didn't really care that much because I understood what time it was. I understood we weren't going to make the playoffs. But a year like this when everything's going to be, full go, ain't no tanking, ain't no trying to lose, can I have those drops, okay? So there's that, okay? Next, we get into Albert Wilson. And I remember, quite vividly when individuals like to compare Albert Wilson to Jarvis Landry, say he was better. I hope we stop those comparisons because he's not nowhere near Jarvis Landry, so we can get that out the way. Yes, I'm over the trade. Believe me, I'm over the trade. But I just remember when people used to comment on my Jarvis videos because I was so upset we traded Jarvis, and everybody used to good flex, and he's not even Albert Wilson's better look. And I remember Albert Wilson came out the gates balling, but he got injured, and ever since he got injured, he hasn't really done anything. But he is good in the slot. I'll give him his credit. He's a good player. He's a great weapon. He's a lot faster than Jarvis, but there's a lot of stuff he don't have that Jarvis did have. But he's a lot faster, and so he's a good player, but it's just more than speed at that position. You know what I'm saying? It's durability. It's about, and also I feel like as if last year Albert Wilson had a quarterback that really looked for him more. So that's why he started off so fast, because Tannehill looked for the slot a lot more. Now I feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick, he wasn't really looking that way as often as Tannehill. But yeah, Albert Wilson is good. He just gotta stay healthy. I mean, I guess it's a common thing with these wide receivers. They gotta stay healthy. At the end of the day, they've been good when they've been on the field, but a lot of them haven't been on the field. Okay. Next, I want to talk about Allen Hurns. He's all right. He's all right. He doesn't really wow me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see Preston Williams. I think he's more exciting. Now, Allen Hurns had 400 yards last year, 2 touchdowns. He's all right. And a lot of these receivers are just okay. Allen Hurns is an okay receiver. He's good. He can get the job done. All right, that's what I couldn't say. He could get the job done. Okay, he's not gonna be a liability at receiver, but he just ain't the best. He all right, he decent. And then we get to Isaiah Ford, who honestly might be good. I'm not quite sure. I know we've been talking about him as being a potential Jarvis replacement when we had Jarvis. We've been talking about him as breaking out for years now, but every year we keep signing more receivers, and every year he can't get in the game. This year was the first year that he actually was able to get some play time, and he's been in the league since, 2016, 2017. In the preseason, he looks good as well, but it's just like, when is he going to, why has he not been able to break out as a starter in the league yet? Why do we keep on signing other receivers? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why did he only get in when everybody's injured? It's been 3-4 years. Obviously, he can't be that damn good. All right. Like I said, I've been hearing about him as a replacement for this guy for the last 2-3 years, and he hasn't replaced anybody. He can barely get out. He can't touch the field. So, but he is on the roster. So I mean, who knows? I just don't see him, being that special. After that, you get into Jakeem Grant, who got injured last year. And he is our second highest paid receiver after DeVante Parker. DeVante Parker got paid just now. So he's the second highest paid receiver. So when we paid him, I'm thinking in my head, he's supposed to be more than a return man. Because we just paid him last offseason, but he got injured. So I don't really know what his role is on the team, but I know he's supposed to be more than a return man. But I'm just trying to figure out whose spot he would take. Unless we have to run a lot of spread, then he could be the third receiver or the fourth receiver. But I'm just confused on what spot he would take in a base formation, because I don't think he's better than Preston. He's not better than DeVante Parker. So and then from what my understanding is, he's not a slot receiver from what I've been told, and what the coaches said, he's an outside receiver. Pretty sure that's what Brian Flores said. So if he's an outside receiver, whose spot is he taking on the outside? That would be a thing. But he's the second highest paid receiver. So I would think he's going to get some snaps. I just don't know whose snaps he's going to take. Maybe probably Preston's, if anything. I can see him definitely taking Preston's spot, because we didn't expect Preston to probably break out like this. We probably planned on having Albert Wilson in the slot, Jakeem Grant on the outside, one outside, and then DeVante Parker on the other side. But we couldn't expect Preston Williams to be this good. So Who knows? But I think Jakeem Grant does have. He's going to get some touches this year. I just don't know how he's going to get the touches. Because never forget, y'all, money rules everything, okay? At the end of the day, we're not going to have Jakeem Grant sitting on the bench the whole game. Even if he's not the best receiver, or even if it's a better lineup, we're not going to have him on the bench. He's the second highest paid. He's going to get in the game, okay? And I think it's going to be more than just returning a football. Now we get into the next receiver, who is Gary Jennings. I don't know nothing about him, but he runs a 4.4, okay? I'm pretty sure he might not even have a reception in the league right now, okay? This might be his first year. I don't know anything about Gary Jennings, okay? Get to Mac Hollins, who played for the Eagles. He's nothing special. He played for us for like a little bit last year, had 1 target, 0 receptions. His whole career, he has 351 yards, 1 touchdown. Fun fact about him, he gave up his number to Deshaun Jackson. When Deshaun Jackson came back to the Eagles, he gave up his number to Deshaun Jackson. That's a fun fact. I don't know what you want me to say about him. His stats speak for themselves. He's not all that, you know? But who knows? Like I said, these are players that probably won't get into the game. And if they do get in the game, that means somebody got hurt. So we kind of don't even want them to get in the game, okay? Next up, we got Ricardo Lewis.
Breaking. This man got cut in the middle of me recording this video. We no longer have Ricardo Lewis. I repeat, we no longer have Ricardo Lewis. Continue watching.
2016 4th round draft pick. Hasn't registered a stat since 2017. I don't know where he's been the last 2 years. But I will say this, fun fact about him. He gave up his number. He played for the Browns. He gave up his number to Jarvis when Jarvis got there. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm just trying to get y'all some information about Ricardo Lewis because he don't have no statistics or no memorable moments that I can really talk about. Okay? And then lastly but not least, we get to Kirk Merritt, who ran a 4.33 unofficial. Right? He went to a smaller school. I don't even think he got invited to the combine. But we have him. I don't think he'll get in the game. Probably special teamer, you know. But I was looking at some of his highlights, and he was mossing people. I wish I could show him, but I don't want to get reported. But he was mossing people. Y'all should check him out. Kirk Merritt. Check out his highlights look good, but everybody's highlights look good in college. That's how they get to the NFL. So, I don't know. But those are our receivers. Overall, I think this is my second favorite unit on the team after the cornerbacks. I think our receivers are good. If Preston Williams come back fully healthy, I think our receivers are great. I wish Jakeem Grant could play slot, because y'all can imagine DeVante Parker, Preston Williams, Jakeem Grant in a slot. I love that, like how that lineup sounds, but I don't know. All right. And since I'm already here, I'm gonna talk about the tight. Should I talk about the tight ends? I'll talk about tight ends in the offensive line video or something. I don't know. Anyways, get in the comments. No, matter of fact, I'll talk about it right now. We're going to talk about the whole receiving core. So I'm going to talk about tight ends too. Mike Gesicki, I like him. He can't really block that well, but he's good. He's like a third receiver, low-key. Or he's like another additional receiver because he really can't block that well. But he's fast, can catch the ball really well, can leap out of this world. So I like Mike Gesicki a lot, but like I said, he really can't block. Hopefully he's gotten better at blocking. And I don't need him to be, you know, the best tight end blocker in the world. I don't need him to be, you know what I'm saying, that great. I just need him to be able to at least hold his own, even if you can hold his own 65% of the time, where you're not instantly getting ran through. I mean, that would be, you know, sufficient for me. You know what I'm saying? Then you get the Durham Smythe, who can really block well, but he's not the fastest. He's not, you know what I'm saying, not that great. I remember when we first drafted him, people was hyping him up. But like I said, I barely even seen him on the field last season. But he's not all that. And then you have Michael Roberts, who I don't even know who that is. Well, I think he used to play for the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. But he can't be that damn good, okay? And I would have did some research on him. However, I didn't even know I was doing tight ends until just now, okay? That's all, man. Get in the comments and let me try to think about this whole video. Like, comment, subscribe. Roll to 9. Got a Facebook. Okay, flexing. I'm out.